All right, let's see what's going down. We are in C Lydian today, so we are absolutely going for some sort of happy, open, bubbly kind of a sound. And I was like, there's a thing that I really enjoy, and that is when you have like a fast-moving or maybe a complex kind of like a sound, something that just, as a whole, it just like burbles and bubbles up out of nowhere. And I'm like, hey, burbling and bubbling up, that's like perfect sloth's behavior. So you could do like a bunch of voices that just kind of like... Sometimes they're simultaneously, sometimes they're not. You could do some really interesting stuff just by using sloths to like control your dynamics. And I'm intrigued by this. So that might be a bit of today. It was a bit on Friday as well. So, and then it's like, well, okay, how do we do that? Do we control dynamics with a filter, hey Yusuf, or do you control dynamics with VCAs? And I don't have a ton of VCAs, but I do have some filters with built-in VCAs. So it's like, that's kind of what you gotta use, you know? So anyways, yeah. All right, so C Lydian. C Lydian. You're not familiar. Lydian is a sharp 4. So, but instead it's got an F sharp. Delightful. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at today. Stream won't go live. Well, of course not, because I don't want it to go to Facebook. And if you want it to go to Facebook, also, then you have to pay extra money, and I don't want Facebook, so fuck that. Okay, so I got 3 general sample sources that I like to load up kind of ahead of time, right? We've got the R-bar, we've got this guy, which is a Versio module, but this is the Praeterio Versio firmware. This is my blob of goo that just kind of plays over and over again. It's kind of nifty. And then we have the Stardust. So, not entirely sure how to go about this best way. I'm going to wait on the R-bar. Purely because it... oftentimes it's sort of like the icing on the cake rather than the cake itself. I'm gonna fire up my DAW. And straighten out the camera. Yeah, oh no, what did I just do? Oh no, oh no. Started Splice. I didn't want to start Splice. Damn you, go away. You don't want any. Okay, what should we do first? There's lots of things we can do. I do like a nice piano. I think that would be cool. And I think a cheap piano. I'm going to put this guy on kind of a faster loop setting. Buffer, a smaller buffer. So these switches are like, I think they're like 12, 18, and like 30 seconds or something, and then the other channel is like 1 more second than that. Let's see what that gives us. That might not be that great. We'll see. I don't know. Once it kind of repeats over itself and kind of loops together, it generally works pretty good. But I do like the sort of like the signal flow of actually, you know what? Yeah, maybe we skip this today and we put something else through the inventory to get its go mono. And mono is actually not a horrible thing, because of course we're going to dump it through reverb, delay, and the like. Ooh, crunchy. So with plenty of delay, and now we've got a nice big stereo signal. A little resonance will take out the bass. So there's one. And then go volt per octave into filter frequency. Put it around the middle of where I sort of want it to hang. I think right now it's probably getting... Is it getting negative voltages? Might be. Yeah, so it's low. Yeah, low. So it's not even gonna hear it. Next thing, ball of goo. There, done, easy. How about some stardust action, some starburst action? Whatever that could entail, we could find a sample. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, if I can find like an Indian vocal sample in the correct key in less than a minute, then I might go with it. So either G major is really what we're looking for, because what we're looking at is C Lydian is 1 F sharp in the key signature. What if I just put G instead of G major? See, that's what I thought. A lot of people don't label major and minor. And so they just put, you know, the letter. That's definitely G minor. No, don't want your Takadimi. That sounds more like C minor, so you're all just wrong. No. Damn, bro. No. Harmonic minor. Damn it. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to find one. Look at like 2 more. Nope, G minor. No. No. Okay. Forget it. Forget it. Not going to do it then. Not going to get a sample from Splice because, you know, can't find one. So let's just make something. We do have Reason. I could load like guitar stuff. Would be sort of cool. I am wondering, kind of wondering, if there's like could put a player in there. That would be sort of cool. Meaning basically sort of like a generative sequencer, and then like record that as an actual loop of some sort, which would be interesting. But I don't know if I really need to do that. I'm going to constrain the note range a little bit here. Okay, now let's see if we can find a cooler sound than this. See, that's cooler. Now, what you can do is kind of utilize the internal like slicing and stuff like that to turn this into something completely unrelated and weird, which is going to kind of be my goal. Okay, I'm thinking that's good enough. And we'll close that guy down. We'll see. Drew says, go turquoise white horns, go turquoise white horns, go turquoise white horns. Stupid restream chat. Not translating into happy pictures. Hey Alamos, thanks. Yeah, this is years of building. And it's also only partial. It's kind of just like my performance case, as per the norm, with us modular nerds. Got piles of old shit. It's depressing. Okay. So right now this thing is patched into the Aurora, and here it is. I'm going to suggest an alternate signal path, though. I think this would be maybe the good one to use with... I got to drag this cable out from all the way around the back. Yeah, it is not a hobby for for the poor. I mean, that's for sure. It's really unfortunate. I mean, unless you're like into DIYing and stuff, because then I think everything just becomes way more approachable. And if you think about it as like, this is part of what I'm doing is like building modules and learning and stuff, then it's a little bit more easy to stomach the expenditures. I'm just thankfully in a fairly comfortable place in my life where it's, you know, not a major issue to buy some stuff. Okay, number one, let's chill on the Versio. So here's our thing. And number one, we can... Why are you not giving me the octave? I don't get it. It's like supposed to like make a nice happy light up thing when it hits the octave with these 2 stars underneath. There's an octave. Okay, so this is kind of our chaos. That is wild. And I just had an idea. Here's a cool idea. What if we took a slow, semi-random LFO sort of thing, all right, and we ran it through an attenuator, because we'll need to, and then we ran that through a quantizer. Okay, now what's the source going to be? I don't know, inertia sloths, but like the Z output maybe, which would be sort of cool. And then if we attenuate that by a good chunk, it should basically flip up and down between C's, and so that will give us octaves. So if we put that into the volt per octave, what do we end up with? Yeah, I mean, I started getting into Eurorack just because it's kind of what I always wanted to do. You know, I was exposed to synthesis and stuff when I was pretty young. And I'm an old guy, you know. I'm in my 50s, so like, to me that was switched on Bach and shit, you know, and it was like, blew my mind. And took a long time before I, you know, bought modules and started going into it. Well, so right now I have a sample that I made from my DAW played into this. This is a tape looper. And it's going backwards right now, but that's beside the point. We could put a random gate into that to make it reverse every once in a while, which would be sort of neat. What I'm not hearing is any variation in octave. I'm going to bring it back down. Yeah, and then there's a degree of randomization, right? Modulation and stuff And that's going to control a couple of things on this thing. And as a matter of fact, let's take that same LFO and we'll bring it into the slice control, which makes it all tripped out and weird. Oh, this is the wrong thing. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. See, now it's slow. Jojo's crabby. Just ignore him. Chat what you will. Now, it's also going through the Versio. So we turn that up. And this is a shimmer mode. Okay, now I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to probably control this somehow too, volume-wise. Because right now it's kind of, it's a little raucous, let's say. So that kind of, there's a few ways to do that. I mean, I guess the easiest would be take these here outputs and just huck it through a VCA pair. VCA stands for voltage controlled amplifier, but you can use that to amplify anything, including just like straight like DC voltages. So if you're dealing with a DAW and you're dealing with MIDI and stuff, like that's all digital signals. So this is sort of the OG, that process, and you're dealing with voltages, generally like 0 to 10 volts. But most stuff is like 0 to 5. So, increase the voltage, increase whatever it is you have it plugged into. But that voltage can come from anywhere, right? An oscillator is just a voltage that's vibrating quickly. So let's bring this guy to... Nope, wrong one. This guy. To one of the sloths here. Okay, so this is the red sloths, which means this, see, exactly this. It's going to basically fade in and out at seemingly random times. And nifty. All right, we'll put that guy to bed. Now we have the R bar. And I'm always like, I don't even know what to do. And I really don't. So I'm basically going to kind of think about maybe like throw some Rhodes notes. Simple stuff like... Simple. Just single... Let's chill out with the delay and the reverb because we've got enough of that. Do a little bit of a delay because that's okay. Next one will be like... higher yet. Off to note there. Hopefully it won't show up. Alright, so that guy's already patched. But we gotta think about is a way to change the layer of what I just sort of did. You can have like all of them just as one long 6-part layer. Each one is like 6 seconds, so it's going through every single thing. You can put a really slow source there so it pans back and forth, you know, really, really slowly. You can give it some randomness. You know, there's a few ways to go about this. Yeah, it's pretty lovely. So, okay. It's not going to take much filter movement to completely shut this out because the frequencies in these samples are pretty narrow. So we're looking at a tiny little movement of this filter before it completely goes away. So that's kind of the range that we're going to use to modulate that filter. It's not going to be huge, because if it is, everything disappear. Terror. Okay. Now we can also drench it in internal reverb to an extent. Oh, hey, Terror. But not too much, because if you go too much, then it becomes infinite, and then it just explodes, and then we all die. Kill us all! Kill us all! Okay, let's give it some, I'm going to give it some random stuff here. What do I have on this? This is a bipolar random every half note. That's kind of slow, so let's go like every, 16 beats. Yeah, let's do that. Really, really, really slow random. And we'll put that into the layer control. And we'll put this guy all over here. And then we'll just let it just chew on its own layers and do its own thing as it gets there. But it will come out of nowhere and just go blah and start playing, kind of like these other two. Forgot to check, is this thing in tune? No, it's flat. God damn it. Fucking R-bar. Dude. Still flat. And if I move it like a molecule, it's just, whoa, and now it's way out. Okay, I think it's finally it. I think that's it. All right. Glad I checked it now, because if I checked it later, it would be too late. It would kill us all. Oh my God, we're all dead. Bass. 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 Time for some bass. 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 Time for some bass. It's time for some bass. Time for some bass. Time for some bass. Time for some bass. And so on. I might completely skip all sequences today. That would be a thing. That would be a thing to do. Like entirely use quantization. You know, maybe. I don't know if there's really much of a difference, to be completely honest. Like, if we use a sequencer and I put a random part on, like, what? At least that will, I can sort of force it to prioritize notes. That you can't. It's just, that's a quantizer, by the way. So it rounds it off to the nearest note. But if I use that, you're at the mercy of whatever the thing that you've got going into it is. And there's no prioritization of like, hey, this is our route. Let's play a C every once in a while, you know? And so that's a bit of a problem. So actually, I think I will use a sequencer for this. But we're going to go super slow. Let's put like 4 whole notes. We'll make it 8 notes long, but random. But there are other things we can do. So what I do want is an occasional D and an occasional G. And we'll do 2 Gs. Okay, and 2 gates on all of these. But I can do the chance operations, okay, so that these guys have, let's say, a 1/3 chance of skipping to the next step. So it just bypasses them, right? Rather than rest. It'll just bypass it. So again, probability. We're steering the probability towards a more desirable result. And I don't know about you, but, you know, I'm down with that shit. You down with that shit? Give this guy the other really, really slow sloths. Although, let's put it into the FM. That way I don't have to run it to an attenuator, because you'd have to. It's a little bit much. And then, like, no gates or anything like that. Like, we're just gonna let it rip for now. All right, let's get that out of here. Okay, I do want to use some sequences because I did have an idea, generally speaking, that I wanted to have some very fast little sequences that were sort of coming in and out as a loop. So part 5. We're going to do a really, really fast little FM plucky dude. And then, why am I using yellow again? Nobody knows. Then, we're going to go into a VCA for that guy. And that guy is going to go into the submixer, which is going into the C legs. In fact, let's do like, Let's do a little bit longer, like maybe a 10 note part. We can do forward, backward, which would be neat. Let's start it on like D. Do 10? Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, just learning to program stuff is a really big deal, you know? Okay, so again, if this just kind of came out of nowhere, and then just like every once in a while, it just started playing as this, that'd be cool. Okay, nifty. Let's give it some octave movements too. 4-note octave subsequence. We'll put like one of them up. So it'll just randomly pop up an octave every once in a while. It doesn't exist right now. Can't hear that. So sorry. Not allowed to hear that. What else? What else? How about a dynamically generated, really slow melodic, like swelly part? Gonna need a long cable. Bonk. So we're going chainsaw. Actually, should we? Yeah, let's do that. Chainsaw. Do. Into the font filter. And then we can modulate VCA stuff too, which is nice. Isn't the K2 based off of Polyvox or something? Which is kind of like a dirty sounding synth. Okay, so now we do, well, let's give this a listen, first of all. You playing anything yet? Okay, that's real nice. Maybe a little bit less detune. And maybe lower range. Okay, as a matter of fact, this would be a good control here, or modulation signal, to duplicate, and then go into the filter and the VCA. So if we put in the filter, give it a little bit of FM, we get that, okay, which is super nice. That's exactly what I was looking for. And then if we put it into the VCA, or the drive control, then we get that. Okay, but we're going to put rests on, and then we're going to make this envelope a lot longer lasting. And then, of course, it promptly decides to not play anything at all.
Thank you.
Okay. But we could modulate the envelope also, which is fun. It's why one of the reasons that I really like the Zadar. It's compact, it's 4 channels, can be LFOs or envelopes. And then you can CV control them. Nice. Time. So we'll give it some time modulation. Okay. Now I think this is the point I'm going to start throwing things together. Turn on the video effects. Turn off my voice, but I'll continue patching and probably adding to this as it plays. So if you're a photosensitive viewer, be warned. Be warned. Oh my god, it's gonna hurt. No, I did not see. That's interesting. I hope that, and I haven't looked into it yet. It's kind of my mission, but I need to like start building presets on it, maybe downloading presets too from people, because I've heard that that's going to be a thing. But we'll see. Whatever that was kind of terrifying. It's like the Stardust was getting a volt per octave signal that wasn't a C. It's not an octave. And I'm a little curious why. This is absolutely supposed to be just like at C's only. Really weird. Maybe the knob was linked between. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? This is the volt per octave. Out of the quant. Only a C. It's only played a C the whole time. Like, nope. We're playing random shit. Try something weird. Oh, okay. Need a longer cable, motherfucker. One of these days I need to do another unattended thing. Just set it up and then just leave. But summer or like spring break or something like that, maybe. Or I have more aimless free time to attend to it if I need to. So, anyways, see y'all. Possible midweek stream. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I always keep that in the back of my mind, though. But other than that, Friday.